Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Tristine Fleming. This is my husband, Jared. And some of you may be aware that on the 4th of July, I was not celebrating freedom. I was in jail. Things were escalating. His mother moved in, and I don't really particularly get along with his mom. It's not that I don't love her, or that we don't get along. It's just that
it's complicated.
It is really complicated, but I just need to put a disclaimer out there that I do love her. I don't particularly like her, and I've always been very good to her and will always be good to her if she ever needs help. And that's where she was. She needed help. She was feeling alone, and I said, we need to get her here. She needs to be around family and around people that love her, and she loves. But the problem is that if she's here just for like a dinner, I give Jared a look and he knows, Mom, it's time to go. I need to take you home. He does. I'll just be like, and he's like, okay, Mom, it's time to go. Just spending an hour with her is really, really difficult for anyone. And I'm not saying that to be mean, because anyone who is around her really does know it's like
she's
really.
A sweetheart and everybody likes
she
her.
is.
But there is an odd.
She's dominating. She doesn't let you really talk. She doesn't listen to you.
It's hard to put.
She
into
repeats
words.
herself 600 times. She'll tell the same story an hour, 7 times.
I spent 2-3 days preparing Tristine to meet her, and that wasn't nearly enough. You just have to meet her to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah. And knowing that she was going to be here, I already was very prepared for how this was going to affect me. Many of you know, too, that I was also going to Donna's murder trial at the same time. I started a new beauty class for makeup artistry. So on the day that she came here, I was already completely overwhelmed by a lot of things going on. Not just that were happening, but emotionally, because a good thing was happening. I was starting the makeup class, but then I was dealing with Donna's trial, which was really emotionally hard for me. And I came home and there she was. And immediately when I walked in the door, she was just following me around the house and talking at me. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I really got to get online and do the thing. Now, the other thing is I've also had an altercation with her last year when Mikey was in the hospital. And she was so bad that security was called on her 3 times. So she's kind of she has been kind of losing her mental capacities for a very long time. She has epilepsy, and she has a lot of emotional things that she's never dealt with. So, and I think the thing with Mikey threw her over the edge, and
this video isn't necessarily about her, but because she is a part of
it's a huge
story,
part of the story. Yeah, I guess I should have said
because she is a part of the story.
Yeah,
and
sorry, thank you, Jared. Why are you talking about Jared's mom?
Right, yeah. We need to give a little background of who she is, just to kind of understand
what happened.
What happened?
Because she is a huge part of why I went to jail. Huge. And Jared has asked me not to make it sound like it's all her fault, but it's all her fault. I'm kidding. No, it's really not. It's all of our fault. Yeah. But she is involved in it. She's an integral part of it.
Not to mention
she really, yeah. But she really kind of pushed this situation poof.
Yeah, so.
But his mom has a way of really doing that really, really well. She really knows how to just.
Tristine was pretty upset, and we were fighting, and it was the typical.
We weren't fighting. We were arguing. Yeah, right. Jared was keeping another secret from me, and
right. And listen to this, okay? I didn't I chose not to tell Tristine that I saw the bishop because when you see the bishop, it's a private matter, and so you don't necessarily talk about what you talk to him with, similar to like confessional for Catholics. But in order to avoid making her upset for not telling her what I talked about, I just decided not to tell her anything.
But he did tell his mom, and then told his mom Tristine doesn't know.
So
Tavin overheard it. Tavin told me. I went to Jared's mom that night, and I said,
and so it made it seem and feel to Christine that I was lying to her, that I was keeping this massive secret, that I was doing something behind her back.
And you were.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Don't make it sound like it made it sound.
Yeah.
Because you were. And he admits that. Like, that, like, at the time.
When all I needed to do was say, hey, I'm going to be seeing the bishop.
But quite frankly, the problem is that at the time that I brought it to his attention, he didn't see anything wrong with that. He was like, really, like, why would I tell you? Yeah. You're just a bitch. Basically, that's what it felt like.
Although
he was
I didn't
saying
say
to me.
Word.
But I know you wanted to. You've been wanting to call me a lot of names over the last weekend. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah, we both have. I've called him a lot of names. Bad names. And I'm sorry. Because his mom had actually told me the night before, I said, so Jared saw the bishop, huh? And she said, yeah, I told him he should go see the bishop. And I said, why? What's wrong? At this point, she doesn't know that I really don't know. I'm trying to get the information from her. So yeah, I guess in a way, it's not a game, but it's like really like, okay, I have to somehow figure out how to get this information from her.
And when I'm not talking.
She said, mother's intuition. I just felt he needed to talk to the bishop. So now I'm thinking he's talking to the bishop about us. That's immediately what I go to, like,
which is
why?
The one thing I wanted to avoid her thinking. Mm-hmm. And, which would have been avoided had I actually just been honest and upfront to begin with. Like that.
Yeah, there.
All right.
Strike a pose. Strike a pose.
Ding.
Come closer. So now I know that she knows that she claims that she's the one that sent him to go see the bishop, and I'm like, I'm pissed.
It wasn't the truth.
Woo! You want to talk about someone blowing a gasket?
No, because my mother, she didn't send me to the bishop. I went to go see the bishop. The bishop came to see me. But my mother, the way that she said it... Yeah. So, needless to say, there's a whirlwind of confusion in Tristine's head. And
I text him. I'm furious. I'm swearing at him. I'm like, why are you lying to me again? He's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, stop acting stupid. You know what I'm talking about. And then I said, let me refresh your memory. Tristine doesn't know I went to go see the bishop. And then he said, I didn't tell you or I didn't want you to know because. And I said, those words right there were the words that stuck out more than anything. I didn't want you to know. And that killed me. So the next day when I got up, Timmy wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't say a word to me. So I had thought maybe they were in cahoots and like Tristine knows. And because she usually just, the second I'm up out of my door, it's like she's waiting at the door, like ready to talk. And she wasn't. So I thought, oh gosh, something's not right today. Something just felt off with the whole day. It was the 4th of July. So I came down and Jared was up. And I decided that I was going to confront him about the whole issue. And in the process, I started talking about Mormonism and saying, if this is what Mormonism is about, if this is the man that it's turning you into, can't you see what it's doing to our marriage? Like, this is not God if this is what's happening. to our marriage. Well, our conversation was no longer our own conversation. Timmy decided to walk in and defiantly, with her fist down to her side, say, "Can I just say one thing?" And we both said no, but she decided to do it anyway. And she said, "Don't you dare bring the church into this conversation." "Do you know me? You don't tell me what to do." I said, "Don't you tell me what I can talk about in my house." And at that point, she moved closer to me and was sticking her finger in my face. Now Jared's getting ticked. I don't know who Jared wanted to be mad at, really. Like, he was ticked at both of us. But Jared has issues with his mom. He loves his mom very, very much. Very, very much. But he also has emotional issues with her that sometimes leads to extreme anger. I don't know any other way to say it. But she kind of makes everyone feel that way. It's not just Jared, but that's his mom. So he's conflicted by it. He's conflicted by that. I feel anger for her, but I need to, not be angry. So Jared has a tendency to just go, "I don't want anything to do with this." But she has a tendency to, push your buttons the wrong way and really make people lose their mind. And at that point, I think Jared was really mad at his mom, but it was piled on top of being mad at me. Yeah. And then it escalated.
I was mad at Christine for a number of reasons. Not the least of which, I had no idea what was going on. I was shut down and not really fully engaged
as usual,
and paying attention anyway. Mm-hmm. But then I was really mad at my mother because she wasn't listening to me.
Yeah.
I kept on trying to get her to stop.
You were telling her to get out. Yeah, stop.
to get her out of the room. She wouldn't go. I tried to get her to stop
because he also knew that I was gonna blow if she didn't.
Yeah,
this was gonna get really, really ugly if she didn't stop. At that point, she did leave the room, and I had said, if you're not gonna answer me, then you need to tell me whether this marriage is over or not.
And I said it was over.
Not at that point, though, because I had said something to his mom at that point, because we were talking about the lie about the bishop, and she said she never said it. She said she never told me that, and I was so furious. I hate being lied to, and so I lost it. I said, "You're lying. You told me last night." And I told her the exact words that she said, and she goes, "Well, I didn't mean it that way." I'm like, "Okay, so you're telling me you didn't tell me that, but then you're saying that you didn't mean it that way, so what is it?"
And at this point, you got to understand, communication is pretty much completely over.